Welcome back to Farm and Hammer, everyone. It has been a while, and the reason for that, once again, I was on vacation this past week. So for vacation, I was actually hoping to make a video for you guys because I went to Belize, the country of Belize, and we went on a scuba diving trip. Me and some friends that we got open water certified in college. We took the scuba class, and this was our first big trip out of the country and our first scuba dive in the ocean. So anyway, I was hoping to do a video for you guys, but my GoPro, I forgot the dive housing. And if you know anything about GoPros, they can only go 33 feet deep in the water before they get fried. So I was pretty mad at myself for not bringing a dive housing, so I didn't get any of it on video for you. But anyway, on to the farm stuff, what we got going on. I've been running the bush hog for the last 2 days. Not that the pastures really need clipped, but there's a couple fields, whether it was the hay we unrolled or they just had more thistle last year than normal. There's a couple fields that are really pretty bad with thistle, and we're to the point right now where they're starting to put out seeds, starting to grow a seed head, I should say. Anyway, if I wait any later, they're going to start putting out blooms and then seeds will be viable. So I'm going through those couple pastures and clipping off pretty high because some of them we haven't grazed yet. The ones we've grazed, I'm cutting pretty low, but the ones we haven't grazed in a while, I'm cutting, leaving the grass, just cutting the tops off, and trying to take care of the thistle before they start reproducing. So. And you may be wondering what the heck I'm feeding grain to now that all my calves are gone. And the group of weaned calves, the beef calves, all the ones that are weaned, we aren't feeding any grain this year, which is a first. Corn is so high, we're not feeding any grain to any calves because it's just too expensive, it doesn't pay. So calves aren't getting grain, they're straight on grass, just like our beef cows are. The only thing that's getting grain is my group of nurse cows, which we're gonna take a look at here in a second. And they're all waiting on me, so. Hey. And those of you wondering why my dog is eating grain, no, it's not because he's hungry. He's one of those dogs that will eat just to eat. And if it tastes good whatsoever, he will eat it. So he eats plastic too, all that kind of stuff. Come on, guys. And we got the paralyzed cow coming in the back. Still not walking perfect, but walking a whole lot better. And I thought I gave him enough room. Yeah, there's still some room back here, never mind. They're fine. And all the straggler calves coming in the back as well. Actually, every single one of these calves are eating grain. Normally I feed them over there in those feeders. And there's a little feeder at the very end I can feed them in, the cows don't bother them. So all the calves here, even the two little jerseys, they eat grain twice a day. And you may notice there's quite a few more calves and cows in here than there used to be. I used to just have my nurse cows in here. And now I think I've showed you guys the bulls. I put 2 bulls in here just to cover whatever cows come and eat. And I had mentioned in the last video I was also going to put my 5 dairy cross heifers, the last ones I got, which would be that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one there. I put them all in here to get bred. We have our bulls in with other cows, and our heifer bull, he's right there in the middle. So hoping to get them all bred, and we'll see how this goes this time. This is pretty much what the pasture looks like. They've grazed it down, I don't know, left 4 or 5 inches. And there's a lot of seed heads here, so they're going to trample all those down, where the next group will. But we're keeping them happy, going to keep them moving. Now they're finding their way in. And I know you guys are tired of hearing me say it, but I am super pleased with this group of heifers. Even though they're calving early, which I guess is a good sign of fertility maybe, but these heifers look good and they're the perfect size. So really calm and gentle. Of course you got my Jersey steers here as well, but they're getting fat, they're starting to show. So the ones that aren't calving right now, they're starting to show that they're getting ready to calve for this fall. So, and now to the part that once again is still confusing. As I mentioned in the last video, we had 3 calves born. Now we currently have, let's see, 8. There's 8 baby calves out here now. You saw the 2 black ones before. The rest have all come out black white face. And once again, I'm thinking, I don't know, I still don't know what I'm thinking. So far, none of the heifers have had any trouble, which is great. Calves have been coming out pretty small. And all the heifers have plenty of milk. So, weren't supposed to calve for another couple months, but here we are. That one there was born yesterday. That's the newest one, the little heifer calf. And this red heifer, she did have a black white face calf, so I'm assuming the bull was black, and I'm kind of guessing it's the neighbor's miniature, well, Dexter miniature Hereford cross. That's my guess, because most of these calves are coming out black white face. So I guess the first ones just happen to come out black. So this pasture here, you can tell there's a ton of grass in here. It's really more mature than we'd like to see it to graze, but our stocking density is not nearly as high as it normally is. And we've had so much rain. Normally at this time of the year we're starting to get dry, and a lot of people have hay cut and baled. And right now we have a ton of grass still growing. We're trying to graze it as quick as we can so we can keep growing before we get to another drought. But yeah, this, I don't know, this is probably a 6-acre field. And we got 20-some heifers and their babies. I don't think the stocking density is high enough in this field to get them to eat all this down in 2 or 3 days. There's just so much here. You can see the grass is getting laid over on itself. Can't hardly see the soil, which is great, but got a lot of ladino clover, some bluegrass. Where is it? Some bluegrass. Let's see, what else do I notice? Orchard grass, a little bit of orchard grass in this field. Right here. And there's always some red clover, but we mostly got ladino clover, white clover here. So, no, there's more pasture here than we know what to do with. So, you probably can't see it, but there's a little fawn running off. So, little white-tailed deer bedded down here in the tall fescue. And we got another small group of spring calving cows, and all their calves, of course. This group of calves looking really good. Definitely got more frame to them than they usually do, so I'm hoping they'll wean bigger calves, but cows are pretty well sleeked off. There's some second timers that are not nearly as slick yet, but let's see. This pasture here has been resting for about, I don't know, 3 weeks or so, and this one has been rested for well over a month. So it's ready to graze. You can see all the grass in there. I'm gonna let the cows in, let them start grazing, and then I'm gonna find the couple thistle that I missed last time and chop them, and then I'll probably enjoy the evening watching cows graze. Come on, girls. You can see all the grass there. And of course I'm scaring the calves off. I guess I'll come in here. Now that dude right there is my favorite one out of this year's crop. We have a newer calf that I have not seen. He looks like he's 2 or 3 weeks old, but I have not seen that little one yet. I know I had one that I wasn't sure if she was going to calve or not. That's probably the one that calved. So this group is a little bit more spooked because I don't get out here and walk the pasture as much, but hey, anyway. Come on, guys. Come on. And we got all of them but one calf. He'll find his way in eventually. She found some clover. And no, I'm not worried about bloat with clover. We've never had an issue with it. This one just found some more clover too. Not worried about bloat with clover, mostly because we don't have solid clover pastures. Sure, they're going to gorge themselves for the first day or two on mostly clover, but they're still getting probably a quarter fescue. So these are full-grown cows. We're not running stalkers or anything. Stalkers, you really got to be careful with this kind of forage, but cows are not too worried. Never had a problem with it.